Hello, good morning. How are you? My best learners, it's Murad Sultan Azwidi HSM with you again. Okay, today we will start, let's say continue, we continue, okay. We start the title of 19.3 unit, Interpreting and Drawing Scatter Graphs, okay, or scatter diagrams. Student book page 182, okay. Monday, 27 April 2020. So first of all, you should at least give some information about the scatter diagram or scatter graphics. Okay, so we can see that, we can tell that scatter graph, in fact, is a useful way to compare two sets of a data. Okay, if it is given two sets of the data, you can use scatter diagrams or scatter graphs to, let's say, to compare between these two sets of data. Okay, you can use a scatter graph. You can also use the scatter graph to find out whether there is correlation or relationship between the two sets of data. Okay? So the purpose of drawing the scatter diagram is in fact to check if there is a correlation or relationship between these two sets of data. Two sets of data may have what? May have positive correlation. Means what? Means as one value increases, okay, the second value should be also, the next value does the other, okay, and so does the other. We can say positive correlation. As one value increases, the second increases, okay. The second value also, the second value do the same or increases, okay, increases. In other words, we can say as one value increases, so does the other, okay. This is called positive correlation. Okay, for example, if I will take x equal, if for example, if x equal 2, y equal 4, and if x equal 3, y equal 9, and if x equal 4, y equal 16. You see, when x increases, so the value of y is also do the same or increases as the x variable increase. When x equal 2, y equal, when x equal 2, y equal 4, means when x increases, the y also increase. And here when x equal 3, y is increasing also. And here when x equal what? Equal 4, the y also is equal to 16. And the equation, the correlation, the relationship between x and y is given like that. Y equal x squared. Okay? Means this one is a positive correlation. Why? Because the value of x increases and the value of y increases. Okay. So, for example, as a car gets older, you see the age of a car, okay, it's too old. The age of the car is older. Okay, the greater the distance it will have to travel. Okay, so this one, you can see this one, these points. So this one is called what? Positive correlation. Why? Because if your car is too old, so the distance traveled will be greater, will be more. Or if your car is older, the distance that will travel, it will be greater. Okay? This one is called what? Positive correlation. Positive correlation. Okay? In other words, my kids, okay, let's see this scatter plot example or this scatter graph, okay, or diagram. So note when making a scatter plot, please don't connect the points. Don't connect the points. Look, this is study hours. Hours our study. We have 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, and okay, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 hours. Okay. Study hours, exam score. So this is, it will be in the first hour we have 10. Okay. Then we have one, it will be 40. One, it will be 40. Then also 140, and we have also here one is 50. This is 50 with my kids. This is 50. So this is the first point. This is the second point. Then for 3 we have 80. 3 we have 80. Okay. Then for 2 we have 65 and we have 75. 62, 65, this is 65, and this is 70, 75. Okay. And for 2 of us, we did it. 2, okay. 3, 1. Then 4, 5 hours. Study of 5 hours is approximately is 90. Okay. And for 6 we have also 80. 6 is 80. And for 7 is 90. Okay. 7. So is 90 one time. Then this is 85. This is 90, and this one is 100. Okay, now I draw a scatter diagram. Okay, the data displayed on the graph resembles a line rising. You can see it seems like to be a line rising, not, let's say, going down or sloping down. So from left to the right, left to the right. Since the slope of the line is positive, means what? Means there is a positive correlation. Positive correlation between the two sets of data. This means that according to this set of data, the longer I study, the better grade I will get on my examination. Okay? For example, my kids, I will give this one. Okay, scatter graph. For example, I will make like that. Okay. So this scatter diagram or graph is or shows a positive correlation. Positive correlation. Why? Because if we draw, let's say, a best line fit, like that, so we can see the slope of or the gradient of this line is positive. So as the slope is positive, so it's positive correlation. If now, for example, we have the opposite way, we have like that, okay? For example, like that. This is here, this is there, this is there, this is there. Okay? You can see that the scatter diagram has slope negative, like that. So this line is called best line feet. Best line feet. You will see this next year, not this year, but I'm explaining something for you. The gradient of this line, you can see this line, the graph of this line is going downwards. So it has a negative gradient or a negative slope. So as the slope is negative, we can say that it's a negative what? Negative correlation. Okay? So positive and negative correlation depends on, in fact, on the line best fit, or depends on the gradient, or depends on the slope of the best line fit. Okay? Now move to negative correlation. Means what? Negative correlation. As one value increases, the other decreases. Okay? As one value increases, means that this one is increasing, the next value is decreasing. It's called negative correlation. And if one value increases and the next one is decreases, so the slope is negative. I will give an example, for example. Okay, this is x, this is 1. Okay, for example, this is 1, 2, 3. And I will give this 1. For example, when x equal 1, y equal negative 3. When x equal 2, y equal negative 6. When x equal 3, y equal negative 9. So, if we draw like that, this is, for example, x, and this is y. When x equal 1, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this one is negative 1, negative 2. Okay. I will just do this just a moment. Okay, we told that, for example, this is y and this is x. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. This one, my kids, is negative 2. Okay, or negative 3. Okay. This one negative 6, and this one negative 9. So when x equal 1, y equal negative 3. This is the first one. Okay. When x equal 2, y equal negative 6. When x equal 3, y equal negative 9. Okay? Then I will now add other poles. For example, this one. You can see that when the value of x is increasing, the value of y is decreasing. And you can see if I'm going to draw the best line feet like that. Okay? And I will add another point. Okay? So, you can see that the slope of the line is negative. So, as it is negative, it's called negative correlation. Okay? Negative correlation. Why? Simply because when x increases, y is decreasing. Okay? And if you like, for example, to find the gradient, it's easy. Just you will try to draw what? A right angle triangle and make change in x, change in y divided by change in x. You will find a negative number. So this number, as it is negative, so it denotes that the slope is negative, and the relationship between x and y is called negative correlation. Okay? The next. So, we told if, okay, for example, as a car gets older, the less it will be worth. Okay? The scatter graph graph may look like that. Okay? Means if the slope of the line had been negative, falling from left to the right, falling from left to the right, falling from left to the right, a negative correlation would exist since the slope of the line would have been negative. And a negative correlation, the longer I study, the worse grade I would get on my examination. Okay? At least now we can distinguish between positive and what? And negative. Positive and negative correlation. Okay? Correlation. Okay. The next. Now let's see where we have no relationship between two variables or two quantities x and y. Okay? If we don't have any relationship between x and y, it's called in fact no correlation. Means there is no relationship between one set of values and the other. For example, adult's height don't relate to their ages. Okay? So, the scatter graph, what is drawn below, may look like this one. So, if the plot on the graph is scattered in such way that it does not approximate the line, it does not appear, meaning it does not appear to rise or to fall. Okay? There is no correlation between two sets of data. No correlation means what? Means that the data just does not show if studying longer has any effect on examination score. So this one, we can say that denotes or represent two variables, the relationship between two variables where there is no correlation. So, no correlation means there is no relationship between x and y. Okay? There is no relationship between the age of adults and the height of adults. Okay? Exercise. 7 students have to learn some French words. The table shows the time they spent learning the words and the number of words they got wrong in a test. This is time in hours: 1 hour, 3 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, and 8 hours. Number of wrong words is 8, then 6, then 5, then 4. I will just write it again: 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 2. The first 4 points have been plotted. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should continue plotting the next 3 points. 6, 3. Number of hours, 3, and okay, for 1 we have 8. Okay, 8 was done. 4, 3, we have 5 and 6. Okay, it's done. And for 4 we have 4. Yes, it's done also. So for 6 hours we have wrong words, 3 wrong words. So 6 we have 3. 6 we have 3. 6, okay. 3 wrong words. And for spending 7 hours, we or the student made 2 wrong words. 7 is 2. What is 2? This one. 2, okay. This one, 2. This one, okay. Sorry. Okay. Then, for 8 also we have 2. 8 we have. This is my kids is a scatter graphs, okay, of this data. Complete the scatter diagram. Okay, it's done. Describe the relationship between the scatter diagram. Describe the relationship shown by the scatter diagram. So you can see that, let's say when the number of times, for example here, number of hours is increasing, okay? So the number of mistakes is decreasing, okay? And here 8, the number of hours is increasing, the number of wrong words are decreasing. Means what? This is a negative correlation, okay? This is a negative correlation. Negative correlation. Okay? The next. An exercise, the scatter graph shows the length and width of 20 birds' eggs. One of the eggs has been length of 52 millimeters. What is its width? Then one of the eggs has a width of 72 millimeters. What is its length? Describe the relationship between relationship shown by the scatter diagram. Okay, here we have what? We have the scatter diagram is in front of your eyes. Okay, this is the width, my kids. This vertical axis denotes the width in millimeters, and the vertical axis denotes the length in millimeters. The length of the eggs of birds, or the length of birds' eggs, and this one denotes the width of birds' eggs. So, one of the eggs has been a length of 52. The length of 52. This is the length. Okay, this is 50 and this is 52, because from 6 to 50, the difference between 60 and 50 will make like that. 60 minus 50 is 10. I will divide this by 5 and this by 5. So this one represents 2 millimeters. So each square represents 2 millimeters. This is 52. This is 54. This is 56. This is 58, and this is 60. So in 52, this point, I mean this point. 52 is that. So just draw what? A vertical line which is parallel to the width axis. Okay, like that. You could, if you like to make a dashed line, okay, no problem. Okay, like that. Then at this point, draw a horizontal line that is parallel to the length axis. Okay. So what is the answer, my kids? The width should be 40 millimeters. Okay. 40 millimeters. Okay. One of the eggs has a width of 72. The width of what? 72. What is this? Is 70? This is 72. This is 74. This is 76. And this is 78. And this is 80. So 72. What is 72? You can on the scatter diagram. Okay. 72. Okay, one of the eggs has a width of 72. Okay. 72 is that. So it will be what? This is 72. So where exactly 72? It will be the width 112, 114. Okay, 114 millimeters. Okay, so the answer should be here. The length is equal to what? To 144 millimeters. Describe the relationship by the scatter diagram. Now we will tell if it is positive or negative correlation, or there is no correlation. Okay. So you can see that when when the length increase, the width increase also. When and what about the slope? You can, if you will, let's say, draw a baseline feet. Okay. Sorry, it should be like that. This is the baseline feet. Okay, you can see that the gradient or the slope of this line is positive. So the gradient is positive. Means that there is a positive correlation. Why, my kids? Simply because when the length is increasing, also the width is increasing. Okay? Okay, describe, we can say that positive correlation. Positive correlation. Okay. Positive what? Correlation. Means when the length is increasing, the width also is increasing. Okay, this means the positive correlation. Thank you for listening, my kids. I wish that you got the point. How can you distinguish between positive and negative, and there is no correlation between two quantities or between two variables? Okay. In general, if the slope is negative, so it's a negative correlation. And if the slope or the gradient, slope means gradient. If the slope or the gradient is positive, so it's a positive correlation. Okay? Positive correlation means what? If we have two variables, okay, or a set of data consists of, we'll try to find two variables, x and y, such that x increase, y increase. This is positive correlation. Negative correlation means that x increase, y decrease, okay, and vice versa. Thank you for that.